TOC matchup. We have for you today TOC3 Div.C European Division. I'm here with a couple casters, one who'll be co-casting with me, and one who he's a potato. He's just kind of doing his own thing. He's just happy to be around. We got 5-Day and Orc. Say hello to everyone.
Hello.
Howdy, everybody.
Yeah, see, he's a little
I
slow.
leave it to chat to determine who is the potato,
Um,
because the Pope of Potatoes is clearly in the chair.
Right.
of course. All right, we have for you guys today. Which teams? I just told you which teams we had. I gotta go look it up again.
MSGQ and Erie are holding up one half of this process. QFES and Smoke Cash will be pulling up the Op 4, as per you determined by which side of the aisle you're sitting on. Either way, you got 4 teams that are pairing up to shoot each other. What's not to like?
Yeah. All right. You know how we were just talking about? So we arrived a little late to this party. They did their 2v2 first, which is fine. But
as per the norm.
Yeah. And so, but the funny thing is we were like, all right. I told these teams like, all right, when the 2v2's done, I'll just take control of the lobby and we'll go from there. And instead, they did their 2v2, and neither team's, like, the winning team didn't say which side they wanted. They just started pulling their whole team in. And so the other team started doing the same thing. And I'm sitting there asking, like, wait, who's on which side to start with? And then someone said, oh, yeah, we picked team 2, so we have to swap sides. And it's like, well, you guys pulled your whole teams in already. So today, for one of the rare few times, the caster literally has zero control over this lobby. We're along for the ride today, boys. This is something special.
Streaming is dynamic.
Unfortunately, the leaderboard isn't updated, or I'd give some information on where the standings are. This is the last match of the season for these guys. So, however, wherever they finish here is where the final standings will be when the smoke settles. Yeah, this is I think MGSQ and Erie both have Div B in A teams and EU Div C teams. That's a little fun fact for you.
They've both been very diligent in getting rosters assembled for this.
Yes, they have been. Now, we were going to check up on these guys last week, but I saw that the Div.C-EU match was going to be semi-important and needed casting. So we missed these guys last week, so that's why we did it. That's why we made sure we hit them this week. Of course, it's the last week of the season. But hey, they're gonna get their time in the sun or in the spotlight like we've been doing with the other teams. So it should still be good.
That's all anyone can hope for. Their time to shine under the Federated Suns.
Amen. I just realized, did they do their team swap first yet, or are they still just adding people into the lobby?
Well, they have appeared to have refused to cede control of the lobby over to you, so we're all just kind of baggage on whatever ride they're driving at this point.
Oh, shit. Oh, they're talking about the ticket?
It'll all work out.
Oh, what's in the ticket? Let me go check the ticket. Did I miss something in the ticket?
I can't tell if there's something worth hearing in the chat or if it's just kind of muddled banter at this point.
It's muddled banter. Yeah, I just double checked the ticket. There's nothing in the ticket. The last thing written was me going, "Are you guys ready?" 5 minutes late. Stop making fun. No, dude, no, I'm not gonna stop making fun of either of you guys. Oh. Team 1, 5 minutes. Alright, let's give him 4 minutes. Because
I'm making fun of you. We're going to deduct a minute.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, they've had a couple minutes already. I kind of missed. No.
Yeah, and if they break that rule, well, there's not a damn thing we can do about it. Someone else is driving the ship.
That's right.
Okay, so you guys missed it. The fucking uh
You
Oceanic,
gotta make the 7-minute mark before you drop the F-bombs, man. Come on.
the Asian Pacific league that I casted this morning, they messed with me so hard on swapping teams, right? Because so half of the division is CXF pilots, right? So it is hard to remember or figure out who's on what team, right? When you look at the lobby and on both teams, it's like 7 CXF on team one, 7 on team two, and 3 randoms on both teams, right? Like, so when I did the team swap, I was like, is it good? And it apparently wasn't good, you know. And then they started just giving me different player names to swap sides, and once I started to, the first couple were legit, and then people started realizing, oh, he's just literally swapping every person we say, and so they started saying like their own teammates, and then
That's fine.
and then yeah, it was pretty nuts. I ended up putting like Kong and a couple other people on the wrong team, back and forth, and then they were all just having fun with it.
Exactly. And that's the right way to
Well,
approach it.
it's all about fun.
Also, it doesn't help that it's like very Pacific Rim like server kind of players. Dude, I mean, you get a couple of those teams where like 80% of the teams, like player names are Mech Warrior plus 13 digits of random numbers. How do you keep it organized? Too many gamer words out of those guys.
Alright, team
That'd be good to assemble an entire like squad of banned usernames though. Just to screw with the caster.
Oh my god. No. I am not going through a whole comp match going,
Every
Mech
player's
Warrior-
a binary number. I don't know what to do anymore.
Mech Warrior 7-2. God, they all start with 7 now.
You know what? Cast is over. Let me know how it ended.
Well,
Yeah,
at least we're not
that's.
streaming a whole
I would
W.
absolutely rage quit if it was 2 teams fully like
Team
that.
2 locked.
Team 2's locked. Awesome. Oh yeah, I can't punch it. They have to punch it. Punch it, Chewy. I'm gonna tell them that.
Let the dad jokes begin.
Okay, what's the launch?
We'll get there somehow.
Someone just typed a question like, "Why don't you fart in an Apple store?" What are these people? Like, what is? Goddamn Euros.
But boomers, I believe, is the technical term.
Yeah, they're European boomers. They're worse than like American millennials. Let's be real.
Nah, that's a tall bar to exceed.
uh,
Your argument is invalid. We will regroup later.
yeah, you completely shut that down as soon as that argument started. You're like, no.
Okay.
no.
Well, you made a false statement. My hot take was no.
All right, we're just sitting here waiting for these teams to load in. I'm gonna look at probably I think Team 2 is the one that comes over where my camera is. I'll look at Team 2 first. Red.
All right, I'll pay attention to the blue one. Does that compute?
Yeah, but the deflated, disappointing tone in your voice, like chef's kiss on that one.
You're welcome.
But yeah, we're
I
here.
am a parent.
We both are.
I have mastered this skill.
So we're here on Polar as for anyone who's just watches the comp stuff, doesn't really play very much anymore. Polar had its spawn points, condensed quite substantially. Both spawns are like 1,500 meters closer, which makes both teams 3 kilometers closer. Which means it makes slower mechs able to actually get to the fight in time. With that said, the teams are coming in now. We're just going to take a look at them. Let's see here. We got a Flea 19, Wolverine 7K. Love to see Wolverines. Arctic Cheetah, Charlie, Black Lantern Alpha, a Zeus Golkamesh, a Longbow OC, an Orion VA, an Adder W, Crusader 16, a Vulcan 5T. We got some classics into this deck. What we got on the other side?
Oh, Team 2. Circulator is bringing an Arc Cheetah. We got Natterflea, Vulcan, Zeus, Crusader, Orion VA. Okay, with some
Wait,
small
wait,
exceptions,
yeah,
they are looking to move fast.
You're supposed to look at Team 1, you potato. You're
I'm
repeating the
looking at
same
Team
ones.
2.
Yeah, you're supposed to look at Team 1. I just did Team 2.
Oh, yeah. We're highly professional. Look at the blue dots in the map. Chad will figure it out.
Incubus, Osiris 3D, Sunspider D, Locust 3V, Marauder B, Executioner B-C, Blackliner Alpha, Cicada M, Locust 3S, and a Bane 1. Should be an interesting build. All right, we got a little skirmishing action here in the center. Red looks like they're pushy as shit. Well, their deck kind of suggests that. I should have realized that right away. The Wolverine Streaks, the Orion's AC-20 SRMs, Lowland and Gun
We have
Raptor
a
here.
contentious hold call. What's happening here? Never mind, they're already moving and shooting.
Once a cap point's been taken, they can't restart.
Yep.
But that's between both teams to figure out. I don't know what happened, but we'll have to look back in the replay. I'll have to look at the stream once we can see the stream. Red, all of them dogpiling center. They have pushed all the blue guys off. Blue's in a holding pattern trying to receive this. Zingler in the Arctic Cheetah, pretty.
Team 1 is actually playing this correctly. They're giving ground, and actually Team Red is the one losing most of their damage. That Arctic Cheetah is already in bad shape. The Orion, which has all the armor in the world, is at 60%.
Yeah, he's still up with all his guns.
Soundbird's
too.
Crusader is getting chewed up. He's ready to drop. Locust 3S is getting too greedy, trying to take him on. He's going to throw himself into a 1v5. Does he get away with his life? He gets away with his life. Those two Locusts are just going to kite that wolf pack. It's an absolute murder ball.
Yeah, it's crazy that they got out of their life. Now, Blue split up into two wings. The ones on the right are now pushing in. Lowland going in solo too fast. I think he forgot how fast his mech is. Crusader goes down. Lowland jumps over the enemy team, survived till he hit the ground, and then he got finished. But
Gravity undefeated.
Blue here on the right flank, they are dogpiling this longbow. That longbow is not long.
Yeah, Hannah, Shaliana, and Dusk are in a great spot, except for Deagle Eye's Adder, which is just farming the ass off of somebody completely uncontested. How did he not notice someone shooting his ass for 40 seconds? Come on! Oh, let's just do it twice. Finally, Dusk, turn around. High-tech skills. Thank you for seeing what was happening. Dusk K9's taking a Bane versus an Adder, and he nearly takes a quarter of his mech off in one salvo.
Oh, this Cicada is on the run. The Lanterns, Captain Rex and the Lantern is chasing him down.
It's now a 3v5 against some very beat mechs. If Dusk can play cautious and stay on that perch, please be disciplined, you may still have a half a chance.
Yeah, if they
over on the fringe, Black Lantern and Cicada are currently duking it out. And Marksman will not survive. If he made that duel his own, they would have had a slightly better edge in the slim chances they've got remaining. But Dusk and Heinous can bait these guys in. Azula Sylvester is getting worked on. Wolverine down.
Rex did fantastic in that duel against that Cicada. He went into that fight at 60% HP, came out of it at only at 52% with still armor on all his stuff. And that was a 10
Dusk
max
and
shot
Heinous
Cicada.
did what they could, but right now they are kind of... The game has escaped them. This is a rare event for the early polar drop. It's about to become a cap game.
Oh no, yeah. Yeah, red team, the 3 remaining mechs are all cappers. The Vulcan might be lagged, but the other 2 mechs can run circles. Red is going to absolutely win on caps. There's yeah, as you point out, there's nothing Blue can do about that. Executioner might
it's a legendary Executioner, which is not fast, besides having half of its legs missing. And the Bane is also not exactly a sprinter. They are going to take this down on caps.
You got to zoom in on the Executioner. Look at its face.
Oh, don't mind if I do. We got time, clearly. Don't shoot it. I want to see his pretty face.
I give it an 8 out of 10.
Oh, it's Ash. Hi, Ash.
Tristan here, he might get this Executioner, but this
Wait,
Executioner
holy
only needs one
smokes.
more good shot to finish off the Vulcan.
He has both of his legs. He's just ridiculously slow.
Yeah, I don't know what the speed is, like 48 kph or something. It's a engine
What does he have,
lock
an
twist.
urban mech engine in there? That's not even possible.
Yeah, that variant has a smaller engine locked in it.
Yeah. That's the legendary. Yeah, the
Yeah.
legendary goal has or executioner's engine locked at 48 point something kph.
Yeah, so it's 300 XL or 270
And he's
or
walking at
285.
half that. Don't tell me losing half a torso took that much speed off of him. This is like grandma.
Hey,
This is going for Tristan.
listen,
Aim straight, son. You can do it.
if my
You
grandma
can do
had
it.
a bunch of AC5s, she could walk as slow as she wanted to.
I think Tristan's gonna fall. He just got himself pincered.
That's an idea for a new decal.
What, a grandma with an AC5?
Grandma walker?
Yeah, grandma walking with AC5s.
All right, I don't want the grandma with an AC5. I want the walker with an AC5.
Oh, yes.
No, that's
even
what I'm
better.
Might be a little tough to drag around. I don't know. Put some tennis balls in the bottom of it. It'll all work out.
They make shit motorized nowadays. Just get a couple electric motors put
right.
into it. It'll be alright.
All right,
Wheelchair.
Tristan looks like he's going to get away with his life. His better judgment finally got the better of his behavior, and he said, I have no reason to fight 2 assaults by myself. His Vulcan is getting the hell out of there.
Yeah, red could literally just run away. There's nothing blue can do. But I think Rex here is going to try to
Captain
get another
Rex is,
kill.
yeah, he still wants to play.
Yeah, he's going to try to get that another kill before this is over, I think. Let's see, is he going to go for it? Is he just go... Oh, come on.
He's got less than 20 seconds to do this, but
Oh.
don't do that because your butt's going to be looking at the
Hey,
blade.
he went for it and he got it!
Let's see how greedy he is.
Yeah, he's going for the bait. No, wait. Yeah, no, he
Oh,
was...
no. The parking block got him.
Oh shit, he is going for the bait. Oh, that bait's CT. Oh, this guy is greedy and he wants it and he's gonna get it. Oh god. Oh, you got one more tick, one more shot, and he did it.
They got it.
They killed
That's
the whole
just
enemy team
offensively
right
rude
as
and
they got the
unnecessary.
caps.
I am so for this behavior.
Oh. Oh man,
Entertaining.
they won that already. All they had to do was just hang out, and he went, no, I want the cookies, and he went for it, man, and he got it.
Oh, Dust K9 farmed for over 1,100 damage in that Bane. Chris Pie 5, you did everything you could out there, my friend.
Yeah, I accidentally clicked off of the damage numbers. What do the damage numbers look like for both teams?
Over on Team Red, that would be QFES and pals. Really? Let's see, Captain Rex in his Black Lantern with the victory. Got himself 888 damage, and the damage numbers are oddly low for everyone else across the board. Pretty much, you're looking at 400 and 300 damage for most everybody, and that's it. Just map control and good shooting. Dust K9 on the losing side farmed almost 1,200 by himself, and with a few exceptions, everyone else just kind of did what they could, but they lost the cap control. That early push, which they initially responded well to by falling back and farming them in the fishbowl, they just let too many mechs get flanked and taken off the board. Good tight game. Sloppy, but I liked it.
All right, teams are gonna play musical chairs real quick, and then once it seems like both teams are correct, I'll give Team 1 their countdown. That was a good match. Blue's receive was really well done. It didn't work out for them in the end because they lost all their light mechs, right? But they did a really good receive.
And they lost one of their guys on the perch to
Yeah.
a completely uncontested light that just started touching all the butts, and he had no reason to get away with that for as long as he did.
That's what they say. Your team can do decent without like a top end, trader, like assault trading pilot. But no team has ever done good without a solid light pilot making a solid light play. You know what I mean? You can live without an assault pilot. You can't live without a light pilot.
Yeah, and even I mean that's the funniest part. I mean, 9 times out of 10, the solid light play is just someone that decides to run away and stay alive. That flips so many matches, you wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, especially in the lower divs, you can see it a lot of times in the wolf packs of lower divs, is that people they'll get aggressive and they might make a couple get a kill or two right, but they keep hitting that aggression button just a little too long, just a little too much nos into the engine, right? And then what happens every time? They get themselves in a situation they cannot get out of they don't have enough speed to get themselves out of. Uh, but yeah, in the higher divs, you know, the what makes or break light pilots is, as you pointed out, someone who can like bail from a situation with all their armor intact and get out, reposition, you know, redeploy themselves, and then go at it again. You know, being a good light pilot isn't about pressing W like you're an Atlas. It's about, you know, hit and run tactics. Just constant hit and run tactics.
I kind of feel for a lot of the light pilots that are just getting used to it as well, because their behavior is also governed by team lead behavior, and they occasionally have to balance what they see with their eyes versus what's being called, which is a awkward situation to be in. I mean, because you've got a lot of team leads out there that will basically see, oh, look, that stone rhino behind 4 other teammates has a slightly orange arm. Everyone YOLO him.
Yeah.
And your light's just like, guess I'll die. And he follows orders when the correct decision, regrettably, is not to. And that's so tough for those guys to make those calls.
Yeah. I always try to leave it up, at least for us. I know some other teams that do the same thing, where, you know, if I make a call or something and the lights see, because they're in a,
Damn it.
they can see the map from a completely different perspective. Yeah, Orc, we don't care about your waifu game. Shut up.
I do.
Sorry, I was distracted by something else.
But
Is her tail a shark or
No.
a peacock? Because that sounds fabulous.
no, I can't remember what game he's been playing, but it has AI, Android waifus. It's like a mech. It's like an
so it's
anime
from China.
mech game.
Before you start spreading misinformation, it is a game based off an anime.
Hey!
For those of you guys who have Hulu, you've watched Sin Duality.
No, I got Crunchyroll. I don't watch that
Yeah.
whitewash
See,
crap.
this is why everyone thinks I'm a weird, like, furry or like that I'm a weeb. Even though I've watched Yu-Gi-Oh back when I was like 12, and I watched Dragon Ball Z. Like, that's about
Based.
it.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Beyblade can kiss my grits.
Damn right. Oh yeah, back to what I was saying about the light thing before Orc rudely interrupted us.
Yeah,
Oh
And
yeah,
kiss
I've
each
always
other.
I've always told my lights if they see what I don't see, right, and I call something out that from their perspective is obviously bad, to either straight ignore me, or even better, tell me that you can't or won't do it, you know. And sometimes you don't
Yeah.
have time to explain yourself. Just be like, that's not possible, and then we'll figure something else out.
Yeah, I'm like, get your own eyes level.
Fuck you! Bring your UAVs, and I won't need your eyes. I'll look at the mini map.
Well, honestly, eyes can be overrated. Dude. Oh, you touched on something that's just you're unlocking
Yeah,
a core memory here.
I hit
I'm
5 days.
recalling
Go
a
for it.
moment.
Hey, this is a safe space for Mech Warriors. You go ahead. You let it out.
Well, there will obviously be no names mentioned, but I do recall a competitive game where I'm doing light
What?
things, which I'm not 100% a fan of, but every now and then that's just kind of what they throw me in. We have a situation where my job is to go scout the enemy, as lights do. So I went to this spot and I see where my teammates are running, and I have at least some partial education of the terrain of the map and what the sight lines are. So I run to this spot and I look, And I run to that spot and I look and I see where my teammates are going and have half a clue what they can see. And I don't see anything on anyone's radar, which is when I make the call, guys, this grid, gather up, turn right now. They're all over there. And I get 15 seconds of pushback from people saying, what are you doing? Don't just throw everyone's lives away. We haven't seen anything yet. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. I know what I'm seeing and I know what you're seeing. When 70% of the map tells us where they're not, we know where they are.
Yeah.
Do what I told you.
Oh man, you played with us last season. We ran into that happen once.
Yeah, it comes up.
Yeah,
Once?
well, I think it happened once at a scrim and once in a live match where we were, we had a whole plan. We're playing it out, and we're like, no one sees anything. We're like, wait, where's the enemy? And by the time we realize, oh.
They're in the one place you haven't looked.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were literally
and
underneath
they
us.
were like, yeah, this was insane. They were just like right there underneath us at the time. Yeah, like you said, it's not all about where you can see. It's as much about what you can't see, right? If you don't see anything,
2 + 2 =. Are you kidding me? This
Yeah.
isn't that difficult.
Yeah. All right. Team 1 is locked. Team 2's on 5 minute.
TLDR: light pilots have it rough.
Yes, we do.
Buy them a cookie. It's a difficult job. They
So-
get no damage, and their job is to run away 50% of the time.
Yeah. The
Be
only
patient with them. It's a difficult task.
the only people you're allowed to look down on are cat mech pilots. They're cat mech pilots because that's the only role left.
Can you imagine if there was a stealth fighter in the game?
Oh no. 5 day? 5 day. You take that back, 5 day. That's the last thing
Nah.
this fucking game needs. Like at all. A stealth
You're right.
cat
We'll go with
mech.
the Mask Irby instead.
Yes. Alright, I can live with the Mask Irby, not gonna lie. Wait, there is one. We already have a
No,
Mask
just a
Irby.
street cleaner that's quirked. Wait, did they add a Mask Irby?
Yeah.
I haven't been paying attention.
He doesn't it doesn't have jump jets, has a bunch of lasers though.
Oh, the UMR.
Yeah.
I still have to buy that.
Yeah, remember I took it and then like almost every match I took it in, halfway through the match I'd be like, oh yeah, this thing has mask, I forgot. And then that just happened week after week. Yeah. that was that Irby I was playing. I've learned my lesson. I'm no longer going to play mask mechs because I always forget about the mask. Like a complete derp. Mankind is unkind, man. Those are some facts. He's spitting hard facts today.
And now people understand why DPS hasn't been in the top 10 in the last few years.
Hey!
Just kidding. I'm just teasing.
I'll
That
get my
was a low
shit
blow.
together eventually. It'll be alright. Alright, now 5 day.
Okay, I will observe the red team. You go blue.
Alright, let me fly over there then. I was about to say I'm about to do red team, but yeah, you do red team.
I'm not bending. Obey.
That's fair enough. Alright, blue team's coming in. We got Mad Dog BA, Fleet 19, Black Lantern Alpha, Locust 3V, Arctic Wolf 1, Centurion AL, Hellbringer Virago, Shadowcat MI, and 2 Stalker 4Ns. What we got on the other side?
Locust, Arctic Wolf, Vulcan, Black Lantern, Ice Ferret J out of low end, which is a fast sumbitch. Stone Rhino with Heinous. The AK, that's Yaxim. Is it that version does not get the mask? I wonder what they're up to with that. Some Spider D, Locust, and a Bane. So we got a very mixed partial speed with some very serious weight to back it up.
Blue.
Yaxim is carrying 8 AC2s.
Alright.
Showing's Marauder is carrying AC2s and AC5s. The Bane is 10 AC2s. They're gonna try to DACA at
Yeah, we got
medium
some
range and
skirmishing
do
at
their thing.
center. Most of blue team's actually piling on center right now. I just looked at a couple of their builds. The Virago's the only range mech, even though Stalkers are just regular large lasers, not ERs.
With how hard they crash the center, that doesn't surprise me. They're just
Chocolab.
looking to outrun the fight.
Ooh, Chocolab
Yeah.
just gets surrounded and devoured.
That's what a 6v1 looks like. And STI Leopard is unfortunately running
Low
into their line of
God,
fire.
don't jump into
Escape.
that fight. Yeah, run away.
Run.
That is not a fight either of you guys could take. Yeah, red is pulling back and forming kind of a defensive line in the hills.
Which
Blue,
is the right move.
yeah,
They need to circle that fishbowl and basically stage up, kind of as they have. That's actually well played on their part so far. But they need to hold positions and watch those choke points, because right now you have 90% of their team locked down in the center of the map, which is a winning situation if you can manage it well.
100%. Now I'm looking at Captain Rex. He looks like he's about to lead a squad up here. Yeah, he's definitely leading the squad up here. It looks like 4 mechs, 2 are a little following behind. They're hoping to get a pick here. Those mechs ran away, but they're going to take some shots at the Stone Rhino.
Anus is doing the right thing, bringing his Stone Rhino into his friend's line of fire, but they are not turning to shoot. Guys, look left. There you go. Party's over here.
Azure got picked. Red team has a wolf pack going down around Blue's backfield too, but Blue's doing it faster. So this is going to come down to who kills the other team's assaults first. The Stone Rhino goes down. We got their focus fire is splitting up a little bit, but this Marauder B is looking hella damage. Both side torches
Yeah, I need
wide
to swap
open.
spots with that Sun Spider right now.
Yeah, they slaughtered the Vulcan.
Zerglinier's backstabbing him. He's doing it uncontested. He's going to get that kill.
Oh, the
Too many
Marauder.
bullets off the clock. Oh, Zerg got picked. Good looking out, buddies.
Oh, this Wolfpack needs to finish off this Bane. But yeah, red team is sweeping up Blue's backfield. Blue, you gotta go faster!
Red team.
Yeah, Blue kind of stalled on this Bane here. I'm gonna
It's
swap
a delayed
over.
reaction to the flank. About 30 seconds went by where they didn't turn to shoot the actual problem.
Oh, Captain Rex is getting surrounded here by Traitor and Leopard. Slayer is just doing his best to keep this, fight as even as possible. Leopard, both legs are wide open. They should be able
This is
to
like
get this
a binary star system in orbit. Look at these guys circle each other.
kill. I was just about to say it literally looks like mechs circling the drain because of how tight circle it is, and it's still going. And there's still a little ring around the rosy, but
At least
now
it's
with the
turning right for a
locust.
change.
Oh, this locust is literally the last one left. Ooh, and he managed to pull a kill off before he gets finished. He managed
Good
to-
insult. That
Blue-
went a lot faster. Well played, guys.
Blue team, them getting aggressive on red assaults before red started getting aggressive on blues. That's what sealed the deal there. That both teams sit wolf packs to literally mow down the backfield, but blue team's wolf pack mowed down the red's backfield first, which was brilliant. Look at damage numbers here. Captain Rex, 621. He led that charge from the beginning to the very end and survived to tell the story. Looking on Team 2 side, Dust K9 in that Bane, 511. Traitor in that Locust, 539. Really good damage numbers for a Locust. Marauder B actually got off more damage than I thought, 553. And Gun Raptor and the Sun Spider, 429. Now, personally, I'm not a huge fan of that Sun Spider. There's a lot of mechs that can boat the same firepower nowadays at the same tonnage, but with more.
Yeah,
That-
it does have decent quirks where it can get some extra work out of it.
Yeah.
And at nearly 800
Right.
damage, Gene pulled nearly 800 out of his Mad Dog.
Oh,
which
that thing was
top of the
dual
match.
UAC 20s.
Yep.
Yeah,
That was the
the
bandit.
bandit has made a comeback, boys and girls.
It needed the ammo quirks, and it eventually got them.
Yeah, we saw. We've been seeing that all this whole tournament.
Yep.
That Mad
And a lot
Dog
of the duels.
putting out big numbers, not just in the duels, in the official matches too. This morning we saw the Mad Dog used to good effect on on this same map actually. And my
Right.
phone is
It does-
going off.
Oh no.
Oh, it's
And that
nothing
Mad Dog
important.
does get something like that kind of good stalker benefit of having the prominent nose thing happening. If you know what you're doing with what you're driving, you can actually give it the little wiggle and spread that damage well enough to keep both of those torsos mostly alive.
You know
If
what
you
the,
drive it right, that mech's kind of scary.
you know what the Mad Dog's hitbox kind of reminds me of? You ever play the original Star Fox on like Super Nintendo?
Oh yeah.
So where the Starfighter was literally just a triangle polygon. It's like
Yeah.
that's yeah. When I look at the Mad Dog's hitbox, that's what it reminds me of. Is specifically the Star Fox Fighter from the old Super Nintendo days. I used to love
I'm
running
hearing
the
the
Mad Dog.
strangest IRL noise behind me. One moment. I'll be right back.
If I swear to God, if I hear like creepy child laughter coming from his mic, I'm ending the stream. I don't need that voodoo. Or if I hear something like la la, I'm
No
noping
voodoo?
out. I've seen enough horror movies to know that that doesn't end well ever.
He's like, I watched Megan. I know how this ends.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
Uh,
Oh yeah, okay, team won 5 minutes, 4 minutes. It's already been a minute. All right. Oh, we wait on these guys to ready up. We are now moving on to Grim for drop 3. Grim's a fun map. Not so much fun in quick play though, I'm gonna be real. This map is frustrating in quick play, but in a comp setting, I think it's a pretty fun map. There's different things you can do. This morning we saw a team. Actually, each team did it to each other. Going on the outside the map. I don't remember who it was, but they used the outside of the map to surround Hamburger Hill, because Red Team pushed Hamburger Hill, and they had it surrounded from all directions. It seemed like this was just going to be a clear cut. Blue Team's going to win, but Red Team managed to pull back off the hill enough to where they were only, instead of being shot from all 3 sides, they were only getting shot from one side anymore. Then they focused fire on that one side and managed to end up getting a couple kills, which completely turned things around. It was beautiful to watch. If I remember
Boy,
right, they
I'm
ended up
back.
winning. Are you back? Or are you now a body snatcher?
I'm back, but I'm actually happier. My son fired up the grill and cooked burgers for people.
I'm not gonna
Teaching
lie.
him how to run that thing was one of my finest moments as a parent.
The I think I was actually no. My uncle taught me how to use a grill. My dad never did.
wow.
And burgers are like a good
I heard
gateway
that
drug.
thing as soon as I sent that.
I mean, here's how it works. I mean, if you got a gas grill, you just basically max it out. Charcoal is always that hot. Team 1 is locked. I will tell Team 2 they are on the clock.
Nice.
Especially with the improvements of propane and the fact that the flare, they've
I'm just talking about proper
propane.
cooking times mostly. I mean, it's
Well, I
easy.
know.
When it comes to like, if you had to put a thermometer on it, it would probably just look at you and say, "God damn!" But that's the proper temperature for burgers.
Yeah. Propane used to suck because they would add stuff to the gas and it would transfer to your food, so your food always tasted funny.
Yeah, we don't seem to have that problem.
They don't have that problem anymore. That's why I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I
ever
just
since
I just tell them, hey, turn it on, max that temperature until you can take a wire brush and literally just scrape the carbon off. Congratulations, it's technically clean now. You smush the burgers flatter than you want to eat them because they're going to shrink up. Those people that make a perfect patty are the ones that always hand you a meatball between 2 buns because they don't know what they're doing. Bastard contracts when it cooks. Anyways, yeah, he smushes it kind of flat, throws it on, 4 minutes aside, take it off while it's still smoking and on fire. Happy times.
Right.
He's doing great. And now I'm doing great because I have a proper burger in front of me.
And you
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Happy Saturday to you. Oh,
what is going on?
I don't know, but I'm about to check the weather because it is killing me right now.
Team 2
Oh,
is
God.
locked.
Jesus.
No, I'm watching 5-day stream and it's like glitching all
God,
over the place.
you scared me, buddy. I'm doing a cast. Hey, you want to say hi to the community?
Hey, Sean.
So she wants a snack.
Go. All right.
Can I?
I like this guy. He's got moxie.
He's good. He's a good kid.
He's
Mark, I'm
also
gonna unglitch my stream.
he's also an hour and a half late from waking me up.
That's why I called instead of texting. Cause I was like, if he has the phone, he's just going to ignore the text, but he will not ignore the phone call.
No, he's hung up on his mom multiple times. Send it straight to
that's actually true.
voicemail.
He hung
No, I'm
up
not
on me
touching that one.
time. I was gonna say, actually, memory just got.
Let
jolted,
chat comment on that. I can't go there.
He has hung up on me.
Yeah, I've once heard it from the other room, right? I heard him go hello. I was like, oh, he must answer my phone. I remember once I literally heard him say, he's like, no, mom, I'm making something, and then hangs up on her. Oh.
I got so much worse. I actually heard an argument a couple rooms apart between my son and my daughter. I don't know what my daughter said, but my son's response was, "Shut up! I'm listening to Nightcore."
That's great.
It's awful. It's
All right,
cringe. I'm ashamed.
I'm looking here at Team 1. We got Sunspider D, a Kodiak 3, Spider 5V, that's a Cappy Boy, an Ebon Jag. We don't see many Ebon Jags in comp nowadays. Shadowcat Prime, Flea 19, Bushwhacker P2, Axum, Sunsider A and B, and a Mad Dog again. That I think that's the dual UAC 20 Mad Dog. What we got on the other side?
Team 2, we got a Vulcan 5S, Bane, Nightyear, Stone Rhino, Axum. We've got a Timberwolf Howl for spammy things. Lowen is in a Nightyear. We got a Locust 3S, which is the same one that just farmed on the last match. Flea 19, Black Lantern A. We got a good mix of very slow boys to hold and very high speed to flank. By the way, the big boys, the Axum, the Nightyear, the Marauder, and the Bane are all doing some variety of either large laser and Gauss or rangy DACA, either AC2s or AC5s in great quantity. My guess is they're going to try to camp out on Mount Doom and find the angles to make this a cap game while their flankers just pick where they can.
Yeah, they're
Team
all...
Red is still really clustered.
Yeah, so far
I don't
it
think
looks
they're
like
going to cap. I think they're going to hold a spot and send their wolf pack in to cause trouble.
yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like their plan is to hold Hamburger Hill, which we saw this morning. So far, this is identical, except for blue team is going right towards Epsies instead of Kappa.
Red team's flea pack needs to get the hell out of Dodge. They are hanging out way too long with what's coming at them.
Yeah, they also took probably a little too much damage than they should have. What they need to do is send someone to get Kappa. Once they have this top of this hill secured, they can send someone to flip Theta. Actually, they're working on that right now. Ooh, something has ATMs over there.
That'll be the Howl.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just to confirm. Yeah, Scribbly's running 4 ATM 9s and a tag. Choco, I'm sorry.
Hey,
Seems a
he
little
has a
undergunned
tag.
for that mech.
It does.
That's
Even with the ATMs, that seems really undergunned because I'm pretty sure it can hold bigger than
I
that.
think being undergun was a good call. We just had the first call for Heat Bug.
Unfortunately, he should have tested his weapons and found that out in the first 30 seconds of the match. Because you can't call a hold for that. That's a legal reason.
No, it wasn't a hold. It was the first call for a Heat Bug.
Yeah, no, I'm saying if he noticed it earlier,
protocol.
he could.
Good
Yeah, the
behaviors.
protocol.
I'm
yeah.
with you now. Check for a Heat Bug before things happen.
Yeah. But yeah, red team's still holding Hamburger Hill. Blue team, they're forming a firing line on this right side of the map here, which is
But
interesting.
Red is surprisingly doing pretty well on that hold though, because
I gotta tell you, I mean,
well-
that's not really red team forming a firing line. It's more blue team walking into their hold.
So that's exactly what I was about to say. So the issue here is blue needs, as we all know, Hamburger Hill is a power position. The best way to attack it, because of all the cover it has, is from multiple angles, right? Unless you're
Right.
rushing it, right, you can't attack Hamburger Hill from only one direction. It never works. As we're seeing here right now, blue team formed this firing line here, and they've been completely stopped dead in their tracks from these.
And that's actually we're wrong. Blue team is doing exactly what they want to. While red's holding Hamburger Hill, blue team flipped 3 caps. They've got the advantage. All they have to do is hang out and not die. Red's got to find a way off of that hill to make something happen because they're the ones in trouble right now.
Looks like they're sending a pack down south to Gamma, which should play to their favor.
But look at the look at the HP numbers. Red has Kappa and Theta absolutely secured. Blue has their 3 caps. So the cap game's going to take a while.
They understood the assignment. They got a Wolfpack going to Gamma as we speak, and they're only going to have 2 mechs to deal with over there.
Oh yeah, 3v2. The Spider's coming in. That Spider is not great in a duel.
Locust V, Flea 19 on Gamma.
Oh, and that's an injured Flea. Is that Flea going to go for the fight? All right,
Make that 2 Flea 19s.
He took a shot, but he's pretty
Oh, Slayer, why are you walking forward? This is not a fight you can win.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, this is what a 1v3 looks like, and he's in the orbit. Escape the black hole. This is how people die.
Oh, yeah, the Lantern's in this fight. This Flea is going down. The Spider, yeah, he's going to get out of this completely free by literally jumping over the fight and running away. That's hilarious.
And they're not shooting the Flea's legs. Of all the damage he's taken, his legs are still intact. He may escape.
The Flea's escaping. They switch targets to the Shadow Cat. That Flea's a bigger threat because of the cap game.
Well, at least they'll get the Shadow Cat out.
Spider's going to go try to take the fight.
Please,
Shadow Cat down.
This
and Mad Dog.
Oh,
Mad Dog's
we got a very beat up Mad Dog, but that's still a Mad Dog with all the guns we were discussing earlier on board.
Yeah, Black Lantern recognizes it.
Oh, he's one touch.
Half of them. He's down to 1 AC-20.
Ooh, Duskane and Scribbly both suiciding.
Lantern goes down. Lantern. Mad Dog,
Mad Dog goes down. That Flea is still up and just circle strafing everybody.
Yep.
In the meantime, Red has taken the lights that they do have left over to Gamma and Sigma, and they're getting the flips done.
Oh, yeah, Blue has flipped this around. Now it's Leopard who should have got out of dodge. And now he's going to be circled and farmed.
Yeah, he's not going to last. It may take the leg off of that Flea. That would be worth the trouble at this point, but he's going to drop soon enough here.
Well, the mech on Gamma should have joined this fight, but he's going for a full cap, I guess.
Yeah,
Black Lantern got away. Black Lantern got away.
I don't think they needed it. I don't think they needed Gamma. They already had a capper going to Sigma. They needed these.
That Lantern's damage is spread. He's at 58% and still has armor on everything.
How
the
did
structure's taking a hit, but that's because he's been cooking.
Internal heat damage.
Wait. What just happened? That Lantern was surrounded by multiple mechs and basically a free kill. And he got out alive and chasing a mech into Zimbabwe right now.
Yeah, Leopard and his Lantern are currently mask chasing a Flea 19 at 50%.
Okay,
that's half was taking damage everywhere but his legs.
Half of everyone, or half of the red team, or the 2 that are dead, and 2
Team
now
Red's got
3.
this at this point. Catacrool just took himself out.
That's 6 suicides this match from overheating. They must all have the heat bug.
Well, that's the beauty of the heat bug. This is why I'm kind of glad when people don't yeet out of a match with a heat bug, because if one person's got it, odds are everybody's got it. So both teams are dealing with the same problem. This is a guy that ran cold that usually gets out. Yeah, you can see it in the chat. Pretty much everyone said, oh, I was heat bugged. Me too. Were you heat bugged?
So
yes, I was heat bugged.
That's so funny. Yeah, we watched 6 mech suicide this drop. Red's going to win here. Slayer.
Redrop, not anymore.
Yeah, way too late for a Well, if both teams actually agree, they're allowed to do whatever they want. They want to redrop.
Yeah, because you're not in charge of the lobby anymore.
The enemy has tapped enough resources.
I'm just teasing.
We've failed.
Well, I typed it. I didn't type it fast enough, so well. Ooh, Loa in that night gear, he did 705. Good damage numbers. Heinous McAnus 629 in that Axum. Shaylin 541 in the Mad Dog.
Gunraptor farmed out about 460 in his night gear, yeah. Team Blue had a hard time. I don't think they recognized what the heat bug concern was soon enough.
Yeah.
And it cost them probably more heat damage than actual damage. This looks like teams just kind of melted, not recognizing the issue. And thank you, PGI, for making such a creatively entertaining game.
Blue team had a couple DACA mechs, and DACA is really bad with the heat bug, mainly because usually when you're a DACA
There's no
mech,
dissipation.
yeah, and you don't, and you're usually like, your first thought is like, oh, I can fire this thing for days and never need a cool shot, right? Next thing you know, you've just double clicked your mouse button like 5 times, and now you're at 150% heat, right? And you're like, what is happening?
Yep. That's when you slap that override button off and you drop a cool shot and hope you survive.
I'm keeping chat engaged. I just donated 1 bit in chat. What is that, like 40 cents? I see we are currently discussing the virtues of off-rule book, but all agreed upon redrop potential.
All right. I let them know that they if all 4 team leaders agree that to do a redrop, they can. But you know, we can't enforce any rules or restrictions or agreements made between the teams. That
Right.
All right, Gun Raptor side, which includes Erie, if I got my stuff in order, is looking to yeet the lobby and basically delete it and reform it, which probably makes sense.
it looks like I see 3 Ys, so
Azure,
3 yeses.
yeah, I've got confirms from like all of them. Let's just confirm that we're gonna do it.
All right. Low and type no.
I understand why the winning side would be against it. Yeah. All right, no redrop. All right, they're all out of the lobbies. We need to delete the lobby and reform it. Level, go ahead and start up a new one. We'll do this quickly, and as long as the team leads get their crap together, we should be able to put this back together. They're finally doing what we should have done like a half hour ago, but at least they can delete the heat bug this way. Bear in mind, we're still in the same lobby. You'll have to kill it and start over just to keep the denizens happy. Yeah, it's still technically the same lobby. I think that's what they're worried about. Remember, you got to get 2 of them. Let's get the warm bodies in place and we'll sweat that. Is that not sound burst? I no longer have an opinion. It sounds like you got enough to deal with over there. Oh no! Damn it! I'm out of beer.
That is a serious problem.
As all things should be. I'll figure it out. Greater. Lowe's got him. Smoke Kesha, right? Soundbust 11 is in. Fantastic. It's all coming together. Like that peak himbo Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Best character ever.
Hell yes. That guy's my spirit animal, baby. Stupid, friendly, and evil. What's not to like?
But he's actually not evil. He's just gullible and manipulative. Or easy to manipulate. There we go.
And his spinach puffs are bomb.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, phyllo dough and a combination of like pungent cheeses and spinach kind of blend. We're off topic. Don't worry about it. Just gonna make you hungry if I keep talking.
It's good. Yeah, it's phyllo dough and spinach and cheese. That's great. Look at us over here talking about food.
Yeah, just add
Making
salt,
chat-
garlic, and
making
whatever
chat
like
hungry.
your grandmother would have called Mediterranean. Boom, done. It's right there with Dolmas for just being weirdly badass. Yeah, it's usually some
Yep.
kind of sausage meat. Depends on how hardcore you get. I mean, it could be pork sausage or lamb if you want to get really down homey with it. But yeah, it's that mixed with spices and rice, and wrap it in like pickled grape leaves. It's kind of awesome and resourceful. I mean, what the hell else are you going to do with a grape leaf? Let's not be wasteful.
Yeah.
Well, it's called a Mediterranean climate. Like Egypt and Turkey.
And Morocco. Yeah, I love tapas, man. The idea of like, where do you think church potlucks came from? Just kidding.
Oh no. Yeah, that would be church potlucks by way of people that only eat with their fingers.
Yeah,
That is not a slight. I consider that a mark of
no,
civilization.
it's awesome.
Forks are for suckers. Stick food is the future.
Hands down.
Well, why would they have to improve? They got it right the first time.
That's right.
Are the teams in the right place? I guess somebody's on the clock here. Well, looks like they sorted it out. Already sent. Yeah, I'll tell you straight up, like the Chinese and the chopsticks and all that stuff. I mean, why would you innovate? I mean, think about what the wok is. It's it's a round surface for cooking over open flame. The whole cuisine is centered around like temperature times a billion, like cooking. I mean, here's what it is. It's a cooking vessel made to put like over an improvised fire, literally like right on the coals. You can just drop that thing in. Oh, is this hot enough to like melt the sun? Perfect. That's what we're going for. Throw in oil, throw in any shit you got, and you cook it fast. They got it right 1,000 years ago. Why would they change it now? Well, that's a good way to stab yourself while you eat your ramen. Team 2 locked. If that's how he wants to roll, that's how he rolls. I got no complaints. Just make sure his tetanus is up to date. My wife waves and says hi, everybody.
Hi, wife.
I said that and she immediately ran away. This is on brand.
Don Brand.
I don't want one. My wife's asking if I got an extra burger. Nope, that one's for Leah. You might even consider texting that to them. Ah, well. You know what? Don't. More entertaining this way.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource points. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
Twin Direwolves, one Flea 19 and Orion 2C. They brought the Speedy Boy Skokomish. We got Naxum, we've got a Spider, Nightjeer Legendary. We got 2 Axons, a Black Lantern, and a Vulcan. This is interesting. Ah, wisdom. Hopefully it worked out for
We
them.
have Gamma. Enemy forces have Sigma.
No, I covered the basics of it. I'm trying to see what actual loadouts. We got a spider with a single snub nose heading for Theta right out the gate with a black lantern, sporting 3 plasma cannons in Overwatch. A Belinarius and a single snub spider. This is an odd setup. I'm actually kind of for it. They just flipped, and if they're smart, they are running home to mama. Yes, they are.
Target acquired.
In the meantime, their somewhat slow boys are finding their way back up to Hamburger Hill.
Target spotted.
New target.
We have gained
Sorry about that.
Epsilon.
Clear them out the road.
Artillery strike online.
Yeah, I'm on my
New target acquired.
Target spotted. Kappa is under enemy control.
No, you got to rotate one way or the other, but holding up there is a bad deal. Team 2's Fleet 19 is dead already. I didn't even see him drop. Oh, we got a 3v1 up near Sigma. Tristan's basically getting mobbed. He took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. If he's smart, he'll just stop shielding and just run, but he can't do that without a leg, and he's gone. Good pick, guys. And we're seeing kind of a mirror of what happened last time, where Team 1 on this side of the map is going to basically hold down the not the gas station, but just the far side of the central hill, while they control all 3 caps. There's nothing from Team Red on their side except for the UAV that popped over Epsi. And now Team Red has to figure out what they want to do about this, because all they can do is get out of that hole, out of that peak, and they no longer have a way to do that. Azula Sylvester is the one they got left, and he's trying to do a cap run on Gamma. He may get it. It doesn't look like they've got any attention over there, since their full wolf pack is on the north end trying to swing around their flank right now. Oh, Team Red is also really low percentage. They're not winning their trades, and they've got a 3-man wolf pack about to come up and crash into them. Maybe not. They're going to go for Kappa. This is why pressing R is important. If they had spotted how damaged they were, they could have redirected them right into the fight and wrapped this up in the next 2 minutes.
They have resource point Gamma.
It's tough to put on point, yeah. I mean, if you're a really good shot and you could lead your shots, that good DACA is scary. But that's not everybody. And they've lost a lot of their armor trying to get ahead of this curve, and it hasn't worked out. So they're gonna
Possession of Kappa.
press W and make a fight out of it. Soundburst is also down. Not Soundburst, he got the kill. Heinous is at 60% in his Bane.
We have Gamma.
Oh, Team Red's in trouble. Yeah, every single cap has been occupied.
Resource point Beta is ours.
That's a miscommunication. They had no reason to even attempt that. They could have just run in and killed this. All right. Yeah, his Exy versus his Nightshare, but he's getting too many angles on him from the support fire. Scribbly Eyes and his Flea 19 is going to wrap this Nightshare up, and Acid Angle is going to go down right now. Scribbly and Trader are just going to light pack this poor Black Lantern. Azur's relatively healthy, but he's only got a single PPC in that spider, which is quirked to hell, but it's still only one of them. Calico's picking on Soundbust's Direwolf. And Trader is going to bring his Locust in on that Dire Whale, and it's going to be gone in less than 10 seconds. Direwolf down. Which just leaves a barely standing Direwolf and half of a spider left. D12 takes down the Dire. And that's how this wraps up.
We've gathered enough resources. This triumph will provide us huge tactical benefits.
And even that kind of shook out. I mean, that was just more gravy than anything else. I mean, either way, they had the fight at that point. It could have, yeah, that's a question of efficiency, but I'd say they got it taken care of. Ferret in chat said they think level is muted. Can you double check that?
Yeah.
I mean, I can hear you, but I don't know about the others.
Yeah, it's an OBS. OBS has a hotkey for muting the mic. I don't remember what it is, but I apparently pressed the button again.
Welcome back, Level. Glad you're with us again.
Well, I've only been muted 5 minutes, at least it seems. So.
And they were thankful for that 5 minutes.
We discussed Philo, Dough, and other things.
Bite me, Barbie. Captain Rex and Soundbust in on Team Red with the 800 779 damage. They held out and farmed as hard as they could. The other Axum didn't do so well. He did only 278 damage.
And the lobby has already gone away. I'd like to give you more info on the results, but we are moving on.
All right, next map.
Next map. I thought it was a redrop.
Wait, was that a redrop? No, it wasn't.
No. It's a redrop or drop 2. Just catching up. You're correct. Next map time.
My brain hurts now. All right, so that was drop 4, right? So now we're on drop 5?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do we have sides organized for that?
Yes, sides stay the same.
Very good.
Can I be real with you? I have no idea who's winning. I think the Erie and who's their partners? MSGQ. I think they're in the lead. I think.
Right.
MGSQ.
Yeah.
Or is it the other way around? I don't care.
Yeah, it's not super important. But I think they're in the lead by one win.
You're loved, but my dyslexia is strong. I don't have that, but it's a convenient excuse for the moment.
Wait, no, they can't be. I think it might be 2-2. I can't remember. Someone in chat can figure it out. Now, this is the new Alpine, which is very nice. With the new spawns and the new cap points, the strategies have opened up considerably for this map. For example, if you build a deck fast enough, you could rush from your spawn to your opponent's spawn in the first 2 minutes of the match and be in their spawn. Because the spawns are only a couple kilometers away through a pass, right? the rest of the map is opened up.
Yeah, what I have decided to dub the Northwest Passage.
Good name.
Based
Good
on the
name.
spawn points, you can there's just a fairly well, if you're fast enough, there's a fairly well protected way to get from point A to point B. And that's actually where a lot of fights have been happening. And as anyone following comp has probably seen, there's a salty little spot very high up on that northernmost ridge where you can do a lot of farm and control a couple cap points if you build correctly and have the range for it.
And yeah, I think I know the spot you're talking about, and it has some slight cover on the sides of you because of the angles of the cliffs. Where
yeah, depending on which side of the hill you decide to perch up on, you can shield yourself when you need to.
Yeah, and where you could farm, like you said, control a couple caps, and not worried about getting farmed in the side when you're not looking towards the enemy traders.
And if anyone's confused about that northwest slope, think about the stealth, like the stealth Gauss Thanatos farmer that you run into on the side slopes in mining. You know that? It's like that, just way worse.
And way taller. It's been a good match so far. Appreciate you guys coming, giving your 2 cents, 5-day co-casting. How was your week while we wait on these teams?
I worked at a wind farm in the Altamont Pass just outside between Livermore and Tracy in California. The wind was between 30 and 65 miles an hour. I got sandblasted for about 6 hours yesterday.
Oof. I'm not going to lie. When you started to say wind, I thought for sure you were about to say Wendy's. I was going to...
Nah.
It's a free mud mask. Exfoliation of the face.
Yeah, well, dude, I don't have... I got to go straight Mad Max and buy goggles because the safety glasses ain't cutting it. I mean, we're not talking about sand. There was literal pebble-sized rocks that were flying at my face.
Well, I was about to say that's kind of funny, but that might be insulting.
And these guys are just like, we need the slopes we got surveyed to within 0.2 of tolerance. And I'm just like, I can't even stand within 0.2 of tolerance right now. You guys are assholes. If I'm giving you your data, it's because I'm faking it. Take it or leave it, because this is all I can do right now.
The wind's blowing so hard, it's even pushing the laser.
Right.
All right. You've got what we call a plumb line. I was probably standing at 15 degrees of that. The wind is ridiculous out there right now.
Yeah, that is crazy.
But I did not die.
Hey.
I mean, there's some upsides. At least it kept the mosquitoes down.
That's right.
Listen. If I ever find out you were killed by a flying friggin' like rattlesnake, I'm going to your funeral. I'm telling you that now.
Well, the rattlesnakes don't fly. They just hunker down. By the way, I saw 6 of those.
Again, Jesus. The other week you were talking about how you kept running into them, and I was like, oh god.
It's the same job. It's a wide open ranch land in the coastal hills it's mostly just prairie grass and shit like that. They're starting to chill out because when heavy equipment is moving dirt, they generally are like, we don't like the ground shaking, and they go away. But there's still plenty. Yeah. Pacific Coast, though. I mean, Pacific rattlers are relatively polite. They mostly, if you don't step on them, they don't bite. They're just, hi, you wave back, and everyone goes about their way, and all is right with the world. No big deal. Team 1 is there. I don't know if they've locked. Yes, they have.
Yeah, Team 1's locked. I already gave Team 2 their countdown.
I can see that now.
But yeah, this should be the last drop of the afternoon. You going to be joining me this evening for the last drop of the season. Cool.
Yeah. Provided you are, how do they phrase this? Awake.
On time?
Yeah,
yes.
Okay, all right. Yeah, screw both of you. I told 2 people what time I needed up, and they apparently went to the store.
Dude, I was standing there waiting like a prostitute with the wrong address.
Yeah, Yeah, I gotta give you my phone number. That way
All
you
dressed
just
up
call
and
me.
no one to. Never mind. That's too
No, no,
far.
no. Finish. Finish 5-day. I'm gonna put
I
this in the
can't
spank
finish.
bank.
You never showed up.
It's going in the spank bank.
Got to get your money's worth.
Now,
We made it. It's all working out, fellas.
do I have to pay extra to kiss you on the lips?
I got to check my bid sheet. Give me a few minutes here. There's lots of options and variables. Hey, everything's possible. But I'm expensive.
Are you gonna be like one of those one of those like high-end prostitutes with like a price sheet? You know, almost like a dinner menu you hand out first.
Yes. All of life is a negotiation. Everything is sales, sir. If you're not selling a product, you're selling yourself. You are the product.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm expensive.
We got some
Fair warning.
StarCraft references. In Taro Adu. I love StarCraft. Alright. I'm not gonna lie, I know some people, this is gonna be controversial, but I think StarCraft 2 is better than StarCraft 1.
It is more polished.
It's much, much more polished. StarCraft 1 was like Warcraft 2 on steroids. It was the Street Fighter. Oh, what's the Street Fighter 2 edition that was like super fast paced and crap? It was based.
Oh, I believe it's mystical how they refer to it this way. That would be Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
yes, the Turbo is the fast one.
So it also had new characters and stuff, right? It was like a slightly upgraded Street Fighter 2. Anyways, that's the closest of what StarCraft 1 is. Now, StarCraft 1 had a great story. It's a great sci-fi story, right? Like, no one can deny that. But gameplay-wise, it was basically Warcraft 2, but like enhanced edition.
Yeah, and bear in mind, StarCraft is still basically just Warhammer 40K with a palette swap because Game Workshop didn't want to offer the licensing for it.
Yeah, Blizzard
That's
wasn't.
truth.
Blizzard wasn't the
Zerg?
powerhouse it was today.
Tyranid, same. This shit's similar for a reason, guys.
Yeah. Team 2 is locked. Team 1 is locked, and we're going to this last match now. I better double check I'm not muted again. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my OBS up this time. Just for safekeeping. Alright, for those who are tuned in, the next match is in 4 hours at 9 p.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. UTC, Sunday, technically.
And 6 p.m. Pacific if anyone happens to live on the left coast.
What he said. But we all know Eastern Standard Time is the only true time zone. All other time zones don't matter. They're just there to make everyone feel special.
Because you said it, I believe it.
It has something to do with sailing and the train system. Which neither are important to us anymore. We got the internet.
But you got to remember,
And
when the
atomic
trains were
clocks.
built, the West was still technically Spain. So
That's true.
I can see some carryover with conventions.
You know what? Alpine, yeah, it's a snow map, but it's kind of pretty. Like the topographical, in a topographical way, right? The geography of the map is pretty good.
It's like Brazil. It's lovely from the sky.
All right. I'm looking here at Okay, I'm closer to
Too
Team
far?
2.
Not apologizing.
I'm looking here at Team 2. Black Lantern Delta, Viper,
Any hostiles that get in your
the
way.
Scale Shot, sorry. Marauder 4L, Flea 19, Stalker 5S, Scarecrow Bravo, an Orion 2C Skull, Bullshark Mako, Spider 5V, and a Shadowcat Prime. What we got on Team 1 side? Ooh. Team 2
Oh,
are
Black
climbing
Lantern,
the hills.
Stalker, Viper, Orion 2C, Skokomish, the Speedy Boy. We got a Marauder 4L, Spider 5V, Flea 19, Shadowcat Prime, Stormcrow B, which is carrying DACA. You're going to want to get a closer look at that, and a Bull Shark.
Now this is interesting. Team 2, look where they're deciding to go. They're moving their assaults up this far. They must be preparing for a push, because from back here, these assaults can only cover Gamma and Theta. And
Well, they're bringing a medium wolf pack around the corner with a Stormcrow carrying an Ultra AC-20. They got some bright ideas that they're definitely leaning into.
Yeah, I'm real curious to see how they're going to play this out. Are they going for? Are they going to? They could be going for the south side of the map and try to roll up from south to north. All right, we're going to follow this wolf pack.
That Lantern and Flea are absolutely going for Kappa. And they're going to show up in force. It's going to be a 4v2 unless Team Blue bails out from that.
Yeah, Blue's bailing. And it's now
they commit. They're going to have Kappa. The real question is, how does Team Blue react to this?
Yeah,
I mean, they can. I mean, the smart thing is push forward and take them off of their perches along that ridge. The problem is, how the hell do you do that? They are camped really deep. They've got barely enough range to do scratch damage on Theta with how they're staged up.
I'm in cockpits. Dusk Kane just zoomed in, 2,500 meters away from Red Team's assaults on that hill. They're just looking at them, not taking any shots because way too far away. Blue should now know that those 3 assaults cannot support the rest of their team right now.
What is this? Look at this staging. Zerglinator's Marauder 4L, Captain Rex's Bull Shark, Amalyachka's Stalker are in the most ungodly ridge. I have never seen anyone put 3 assaults up there. What is this chaos?
The only thing I can think of is they were expecting a push.
No, you know what this is? This is center cap denial. They're going to camp those guys up that'll hold down the fort in those back 2 caps. They're going to park everyone else on Kappa and push when they get the mood.
You might be right on that. Oh no! A leopard fell off the mountain ridge. Now he has to go all the way back around. We all saw that. I'm getting Team 2 cockpits here. Yeah, following this wolf pack a little bit.
Heat level critical.
Holy smokes, look at this chaos. Team 2 is up to all kinds of shenanigans right now.
This is currently the weirdest Alpine map
I've
ever seen.
This is beautiful.
The chaos.
Acid Angel and a Stormcrow, which as described...
Okay, check this out. Blue is fully between...
Sporting an AC-20, is taking a mid position. He's basically going to try to, be point defense for the first guys that try to chase the wolf pack on the way in. He's basically just positioning himself in between the bulk of the enemy forces and where his main body of power is coming in. Whoop! First customer. Leopard and his Black Lantern is just throwing himself right into the middle of it, and they don't all see him yet. Come on, guys.
Yeah, Calico
SCI and Calico are going to pick a fight.
Ooh, Leopard gets laid. Calico, you can't save him. Just bail. Just bail. Don't stay in that fight.
Is currently on a ridge where he doesn't need to be. He's got to get back down there and help out with this.
Yeah, Leopard taking this fight on the wrong side of this ridge was a
6v1.
Bad idea.
6v1.
Because none of his teammates could at least shoot at the guys finishing him off, right? So he basically died almost for free there.
The assault hold perch is currently just hanging out.
Hold on, Deagles is doing the same thing! He just yelled towards the blue, and he just got lit up like a Christmas tree. He got out alive, though, but he lost half of his armor.
Fellas, you can do that, but you don't need to. You've got the cap game. Just hang out. When you see them throw their weight at your assault hold, then you can engage. Oh, but their assault hold just took a hit.
Oh. That's the struggle.
Zerglinator has fallen off his perch, and he is trying to move towards the center. I actually think that's a mistake. You're putting yourself in a position where if they want to rush you and take you off the map, they have an easier time of doing it. Better to stay with your buddies and just keep those 2 caps under control. When they throw weight your way, then your wolf pack can crash in from the backside. The wolf pack's doing their job. They're staying home.
Yeah, I was
they're
say,
just going to
they're
camp out with the 3
down.
cap and keep safe.
Yeah, with that fight slowing down, I see some trades happening from the ridge line. They're losing Gamma. They are not
heading over that way to try to help them out. They did not stage up effectively
Yeah, because they
When that
cannot.
Marauder dropped, that was a bad call. They could have
That-
held that if he had been there with them.
Yeah, and that
We have
where the two assaults on the ridge were standing, that Locust just got to take that cap for free by just tucking in, right? They needed
And
more
the other
spread
Locust
out.
is currently making a free lunch of Zerglinator's legs. What did I say? Don't go over there. They can reach you. He's finally bailing out, but he took 30% of his mech away for free.
All right, Red's getting aggressive in the center here. Deagle and Kate are leading kind of a push. They're charging this Executioner, but the
Bad
rest...
scouting, Red. You should have gone north. Red may have just thrown.
They might have. They're peeking this ridge. They need a wolf pack. They're letting themselves get focus fired one at a time here. But they did get the Executioner. They are winning on caps, but oh, here we go. Heinous is looks like
But they're
he's gonna
shedding
go
way
down.
more armor. They've got the kill lead, but they're shedding a lot of armor, and they're in a bad position. Blue just needs to understand that they're in the winning position. They just gotta, like, push forward to get all focus fire, and they could wrap this. Acid Angel Stormcrow is in horrible shape. Rompe is gonna try to pick a fight with him, and he gets him! Acid Angel off the map. Azur just dropped a spider out of the fight.
Ooh,
Oh, and Rompe got baited.
Oh, poor Rompe.
John Courage got himself left behind when they all yeeted. He just fell down to Calico's Ice Ferret and Scribbly's Locust.
Honestly,
They're going to have.
these lights just need to run for caps. Like, let the assaults have to try to fight the fight on their own. They need all the caps right now.
Blue overcommitted. They had the advantage and they chased the one guy and they got swarmed. Rompe's down. Trader's about to fall as well. Yes. Orbit the Black Lantern until your legs fall off.
That lantern, what, 39%?
I mean, it's still damage-wise in Blue's favor. They might be able to pull the win.
Nah, Red's about to win on caps like right now.
The enemy has gathered enough resources.
That's it.
We've failed.
Yeah, Blue stalled
Red,
too long.
I doubted you. Well done.
Red, oh my
It
god,
worked out.
Red, that was the weirdest thing I've seen this whole season. Bravo! You rendered me borderline speechless with your shenanigans. I had no idea. I had a rough idea of like what you were planning, but like, other than that, I was
You
flabbergasted.
know what I goofed up on, and I thought of bringing it up earlier when the match started. That's the thing about Alpine right now. That whole match, I got so caught up with, what the left hand was doing, I didn't pay attention to the right. The biggest problem on this map is the clock. You can do whatever BS you want to keep the game occupied and keep your enemy looking. But if you've got the cap lead, this map is so big, it runs away from you so fast, it ends by the time you react to something. You've got to get
100%.
those caps under control and quick.
100%. Looking at the damage numbers here, the fleet did pretty good. Slayer 473, Kate Quill Black Lantern 423, John Courage Orion Skull 573, Gun Raptor and that Dragon 455, Duskane and the Stalker 500 something. Someone had even more damage, but I didn't get down the list in time. But that was the last drop for this this match.
Entertaining games, guys.
Yeah, GG's. Well played, both sides. Ah,
Erie,
good.
MGSQ, Gun Raptor and pals, thank you very much for being part of this.
Yeah. Hope people watching, hope you guys enjoyed the cast. People who
And
played.
Smoke Kesha,
Good job.
I don't know what your real name is. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Fantastic.
TikTok.
All right. We'll be back in 5 hours for the last match of the season. So everyone tune in then. I'll see you guys then at that same time. All right. You all have a great
All right.
afternoon. I'll see you guys soon.
Have a good night.
Later, guys.
Morning. Whatever. You get it.
Yeah, whatever time of year.